Welcome back to Dom's Corner, everybody. I am your host, Dom Martino, and sitting over to my left here is Mr. Jareth Love. Jareth, how you doing today?
Good.
All right, right on, and we're going to get into the Suicide Squad, continuing the DCEU reviews, and this one I'm actually kind of looking forward to talking about with Jareth, and we'll see how this goes. So yeah, guys, definitely keep up with our conversations here if you haven't, and go check out our other DCEU ones. We've done Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 84, Man of Steel, and what else did we do there? Batman v Superman, both cuts. Both cuts. Yep. So that's it's been a lot of fun, but hey guys, if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button below, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, and share this with your friends. And before Jareth slaps me, please hit the bell for notifications, and we're gonna get right into this here. All right, so Suicide Squad, I gave this another watch today. I wanna point this out, like just to get this off my chest. When I saw this movie, I had a lot of fun with it the first time I watched it, and I won't lie to you, like I actually said I really liked it when I first saw it. Didn't love it when I first saw it, but I really liked it when I first saw it. Just thought it was a lot of fun, and then then it got bad reviews from most folks, and that happened. So I decided to rewatch this today. I've seen it a couple other times, and the other times I'd seen it in between today and the first time I'd seen it kind of got worse and worse to me, and today I'm kind of in the middle on it. Like, I feel like it was okay, but it wasn't like amazing. I wouldn't even necessarily call it good. I'm just kind of like where it's like, it's okay. Like, I watched it, there was stuff about it. This movie suffers from the unique problem of when things are happening, you don't really feel like things are happening. I don't know why that is, but it just feels like it's all empty, because I think it's like, it feels like one big first act that's just stretched out upon an entire movie. Like, I feel
it
like
does. It really does. Yeah, there is like there is a climax, but it's like, do we really care?
Right. Like, Enchantress should have been like, this should have been multiple missions with the Suicide Squad. That's how I kind of feel about it. And they kind of like, because what they did was, the way that's structured is it's structured in a way to where it feels like they're going on multiple missions because things happen along the way. So what they should have just done is to, make it to where there were multiple missions along the way. And then like Enchantress should have been their first mission. They should have condensed that down to one mission that the Suicide Squad went on. And then, yeah, go ahead.
Or you see her fighting, that going back between being June Moon and the Enchantress during missions, and then you see that buildup of the Enchantress taking over.
Yeah, that could have worked too. A lot better for it, actually, because I didn't care. That's the problem. I just don't care about June and Enchantress. Like, I think that's such a dead storyline. It felt like it was just nothing. Like, okay, so let me talk about the positives for me, and then maybe you could kind of talk about some of the positives for you. So the positives are, yes, there are great shots in there that I admire for sure. It does have moments of really good, like, cinematography, things like that. I think the soundtrack is dope. It's one of those soundtracks that's better than its movie, and that's unfortunate. But I love the soundtrack. I don't like, however, that everything feels like a music video all the time. Like, so I don't like how the soundtrack was utilized, but the soundtrack itself I think is good. It's just because even David Ayer said that they brought in a music video company to recut this movie and edit it, and so like that, it shows. It just shows. It's obvious because it's just a series,
especially in the intros.
Yeah, in the introductions, it's ridiculous. Yeah, so that it's like, in the introductions, by the way, just to bring up another big negative for me, they always feel like they're part of another movie or part of a different cut of this film that they just kind of chopped up and threw in the beginning, like, just because it was just.
There were 3 cuts, weren't there?
There's 2 cuts existing,
2 cuts.
But yes, 3 cuts, or I'm sorry, there are 3 cuts of the movie total. There's the Ayer cut, which nobody's seen except for David Ayer and Warner Brothers. There is also the extended cut, which is the one I watched today. So I mean, there's really not much put in there on top of the theatrical, so it doesn't improve it that much. It's definitely the version I'd recommend watching, but it's still not that much better. And then you got the theatrical cut, which is, you know, it's the extended cut with 15 less minutes or so. But the extended cut doesn't really throw enough in to really save the film or anything like that. They were just like, hey, everybody wanted more Joker, so we'll give them just like one more Joker scene. So that's kind of how the extended cut works. And it's unfortunate because if you watch the scene in the extended cut, which is like just between him and Harley Quinn, where I think he holds a gun to her head, which is pretty intense, you can see that they were really going to try to do some really great things with the Joker in the film, but like it just got kind of thrown away and wasted. So that's unfortunate. Another thing, but the positives, Will Smith's Deadshot is great. Margot Robbie is great in the movie. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller is a great choice. I actually like the dude that's playing Rick Flag here. I think he did well with that. But for the most part, I feel like everybody else was a total like miscast.
No, I like
Diablo, yes, I forgot to mention him. Yeah, thank you. He was good too. I don't know why I always forget about him when I'm done with this movie, because he is one of the better parts for sure. Yeah, and that's another aspect I like is Diablo's story, moving into where he's like, you know, he killed his family on accident, you know, or with his rage. So that was just like it's dramatic. It plays really well in the film. It's something that I wish we would have gotten more of. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, the Will Smith, Deadshot and him, everything going on there, that dynamic really works between those two. I think that's one of the things that actually really works in the movie. We'll kind of go to the beginning a little bit here, because everything in the opening is... like I said, I talked about the choppy backstories that they did already. So then we got, I mean, I like the fact that Amanda Waller is like going to these guys and like trying to talk them into doing this. And I just felt like the scene would have played if it was one straight conversation and that we had gotten the setup maybe like prior to that, like instead of just kind of cutting into it the way that they did for each character, because it just felt so sloppy. And I just wanted to see it like, okay, we get all the setup maybe in the beginning, and then we could have moved into Amanda Waller's whole deal, you know what I mean? And now one of the good setup scenes that they did was the Joker or the Harley Quinn kind of setup. I thought played pretty well for the most part. I really liked her. I mean, the Batman entrance was cool, but there's still things in there prior that still feel very chopped in, you know, chopped up and thrown in. Yes.
Okay, when Batman was on top of the Joker's car and Harley Quinn was shooting at him, and then, okay, first of all, Amanda Waller described Harley Quinn as crazier and more fearless than Joker. That's bullshit, because at that moment, he was driving into the water.
Yeah.
And she's like, honey, I can't swim. That doesn't make any sense at all in the script.
Yeah. You're right.
No sense. Like,
yeah.
And then, okay, why did the Batman go after Harley Quinn and not the Joker? Where did the Joker go?
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree with you. That's stuff that's like obviously not followed up on and clearly just doesn't work. That's one of the things that didn't work in the introduction. But I liked, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the fact that, like, I mean, I thought it was like a cool action scene, but you're right. When you think about the consistency in the writing of the script, that's where it fails, I feel like, because it doesn't make sense with everything that was said like right before then, and then you get the scene where that's clearly not the case. So it's just it cracks me up every time. So I agree with your point 100%. That's a good point. So the Deadshot one is good. Not right at the beginning. I just find it to be like choppy right at the beginning again. All these things feel choppy, but like when you get into the daughter aspect, I think that plays really well. It actually makes me care about that character. And yeah, I mean, again, Will Smith is great as Deadshot. He's probably the best part of this whole movie, in all honesty, as far as like the casting. Like, I think like he played Deadshot really well. Yeah, you could make the argument that he's playing Will Smith, but it worked. Will Smith works for Deadshot. You know what I mean? That it just works for that character. So I think that it was one of the most perfect pieces of casting. Anytime he's speaking, I just don't like that this became necessarily the Deadshot movie and not the Suicide Squad movie. I guess that's where my weakness is with Deadshot, because they tended to focus on him more than any of the other characters. I mean, it was like the Deadshot, maybe even like Deadshot Harley Quinn. It was more.
Yeah, it was the I don't know if you've ever seen the Assault on Arkham Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, like they could have kind of taken some of that, because there's a love triangle between Deadshot, and Joker and Harley Quinn. Right.
It feels like they were trying to, but didn't really execute it well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was like expecting when I saw this movie the first time. I'm like, well, you just wasted a whole bunch of potential right here.
Yeah. And, you know, I agree. There is like, there's something good there, but because of the way that they executed it, they tried to like, it put a sour taste in your mouth for that type of story, you know, because this movie clearly didn't know how to work it in properly. And it felt like they were trying to, and there was potential to really hone in on it, but they never really went all the way. And I felt like if they had, then maybe people wouldn't have dogged on that so much, you know, coming out of it, because nobody was really happy with what they did with it. But if they had actually really drove it home, I think it would have worked a lot better, and just, you know, really make us buy the fact that that's a thing. You know, but you don't like the casting of Margot Robbie, do you? Is that correct?
Okay. When I rewatched it, this is probably the third time I've watched it all the way through. The second time I watched it all the way through, actually. But,
okay.
It kind of grew on me, but I don't really like care for Birds of Prey. Like,
gotcha.
Like like it's just. Nah.
Gotcha.
But I mean I don't. It's okay. It's fine. I think it's a little blown out of proportion. Just the hype based around it.
Gotcha. That's fair. I just, for me, I think she did a phenomenal job in the role. I really liked her as Harley Quinn in this movie, and it's one of the stronger parts to me. I think that she does well in the role for sure, but, you know, some of the other things that I really, did enjoy, is when we're like, okay, so when we move into the jail stuff, like it doesn't really when we're in the prison, like the asylum, I guess, right? Wouldn't this be the asylum?
It's a prison.
It is the prison. I'm sorry, I'm not thinking. This is the prison. That's right. Yeah. That's right. So
it's in Louisiana.
Right. That's right. So when we move into the prison, my bad. They go into the. It's like. It feels really sloppy once again, but like when they start to like pull them out, this is kind of the stuff that I like. When they bring Deadshot out, you know what I mean? That was like a really, really cool thing, and they like try to like give them their terms of the deal and everything like that, and then he gives his own terms. Not only did I think that played very funny, I really liked every moment of that. It's the one part where they tried to make a music video of something and it didn't actually fail, like when he was shooting the targets and like the Kanye songs playing in the background. Like it was the one time that like that did not fail too much. Also, oh god, he didn't really work for me, but he's the guy that's, I can never think of his name. I see him in all these different movies, but he's the guy that
Captain Boomerang.
No. The guy who was he played who is Captain Boomerang, by the way? Is it Jai Courtney?
Jive Courtney.
Yeah, he's not bad as Captain Boomerang. I just wish we had more of him in the movie.
Not. He actually plays him very well.
Yeah, surprisingly.
That is Boomerang.
Yeah, because Jai Courtney typically sucks in movies. Like, I'm just being real. And, like, in this, he was really, really good.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly, he did a good job. I just wanted more of him.
Okay. Can we go back to the character introductions?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
One. Why is Carol Croc there? They never said why. Like they didn't even know why. The guards didn't know why he was there.
Yeah. It was almost like this movie thought that he was gonna be like a really hot toy, you know what I mean, like a really hot selling item, and like they're like, oh, we'll make him kind of funny and kids will like him and then they'll buy that. He really does. He feels like he's from a kids movie.
No one cared.
Yeah.
No one cared. They didn't even give him like an explanation of why he's there. It said that he used to be an ex-alligator wrestler. Okay, that's kind of cool. Then give him a Cajun accent.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that? Like,
I agree with you, man. I agree. I think that there was so much, maybe a little bit more they could have done with them, or just not use them at all. You know, it's got to
well, if they that's why I wanted. I felt like he could have died and no one would have cared.
Yeah. Yeah, that stuff was really, he should have died early on. I'm just saying, like, he really should have. He should have been one of the ones to die early on. Yeah, that introduction too is sloppy as hell. They really don't know what they're doing with that character. There's no rhyme or reason for him being in there other than he's a DC character. You know what I mean? It's just, we're gonna put him in there because he's from DC and kids will like him. He's a croc. I don't know. Weird stuff, man. You're not wrong. That doesn't work for me. So, we kind of talked about Jared Leto's Joker. Now, I mean, for me, it's like, we don't get enough to really judge the performance. Like, if they did, like, even with that one extended scene, it doesn't give me enough to judge the performance. What I do see of him, I do like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't hate it. I don't think it's bad. I just think he was kind of unfortunately cursed with bad writing. I think some of the worst writing definitely went to Joker in this, for sure, and that's a big problem. So that's something that I wasn't too appreciative of, because it just doesn't give us like enough. Like, we need to see more of that performance or something where that gave him like a lot more range or something like that. Like, there's a couple parts that, like, it makes me laugh, like the things the Joker would say. I mean, but it's just like, it's still, for the most part, it's all kind of wrapped into bad writing. So like, even when there's things that he says that make me laugh, it's like, I can't tell if that made me laugh because it was just so bad, or if it made me laugh because it was an actual thing that they were trying. I didn't know if it was supposed to be intentionally funny or not. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm kind of stuck on that. It's really hard to really judge this performance. Again, I liked it. I think that the gangster route is weird. I don't know if that's necessarily the right way to go, but at least it's something different, I guess. But I'm not like huge on it. Like, if it was me like pitching the movie, I wouldn't have pitched that idea, because I think that it would have been there's about a billion other ways you could have gone with it. I like this new look for him in Snyder Cut. It's like this Charles Manson type look. I think that's a lot better and more effective, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to seeing him actually hopefully get a performance that we like with good writing, and that was a big problem about it. It's like, aesthetically he looks good. I just don't like the writing, I guess. I don't know.
I guess. I mean, the tattoos are going to be washed away, though, basically, in the new cut.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
I don't care. Nobody cares.
No. Yeah, it was okay to me. I mean, Jared Leto's Joker was just okay. It's
right.
I didn't think. At first, I'm like, oh, this is horrible, because he's supposed to look like a gangster, not a gangsta, and
right, true.
I don't know. But I had the same problem with Lex Luthor as Jesse Eisenberg. They strayed away from the character too much for me. At least like I said, these characters are grounded in the foundation of pop culture, and if you stray away too much from them, the people are the vast majority of viewers of the movie are going to get pissed off or confused.
Yeah, for sure. I got you. I mean, that's true, unfortunately. I wish that, again, if they were going to use him, it's the same thing. Like, I would just sell it. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with the Deadshot and Harley Quinn aspect. Like, just sell it at least and, like, really make it work if you're going to do it at all.
Or pull, like, a curveball and then capture the Joker and then put him on the second Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have done that, too. They might still. Who knows? I mean, he might pop in.
Okay. This is also are we still on the positives now?
Oh, we could just do whatever. Just keep talking. Whatever point you want to make, just make it. Yeah.
Why? What's the purpose of making a second Suicide Squad? Like a second Task Force X after she failed with the Enchantress.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, they don't really say. I mean, she believes in the idea, I guess. I mean, that's I guess what we're supposed to buy.
There's no backing to that in this writing.
Yeah. No, there's not. It's just Amanda Waller's, big bad guy. She's got it over everybody. It's just that's kind of how you feel.
Okay. I mean, well, like if there's no Superman, I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I want to see her with some freaking kryptonite in the second one or something. Like I want to see like just like something to make her like why there, because I'm like, okay, yeah, Harley Quinn might be in the second one. I don't know, but I've heard from the James Gunn interviews that you're gonna see a lot of people die in this second one.
Yeah, I think he's gonna build up a whole squad and kill all of them in the beginning, and then we're gonna go to the different squad, and that's kind of how I feel about it. But yeah, I mean, I think that the new Suicide Squad is gonna be better. Hopefully, I think James Gunn will kill it. I think it'll be a really, really great time. I'm hoping for. I mean, whole reason you do it is because this one sucked, and so they need to make a better one. But on the same hand, this one also made a lot of money, so it's a property that people want to see.
I think it's because of the characters.
Yeah.
And the marketing. That they slapped together the. I mean, basically every commercial, every trailer was a freaking music video.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I think that I'm trying to think here. So that the action scene, the opening action scene, I think is like, it's good in terms of it's actually well shot and well structured. The first big action sequence, but I also feel like it's I didn't care enough about anything that was going on during it. And so, like, I just, again, what I was kind of saying in the beginning, I just felt like nothing was going on, even though something is going on. You know what I mean? Like, I love that shot of Deadshot when he gets up on the top of the car and, starts shooting. That's a really dope sequence and shot. But I also think that it just feels like I don't feel the impact of the action. Like, I should feel like the stakes, I guess is what I mean. I should feel the stakes of that scene, and I really don't. And that's kind of a big problem with this movie.
Well, like, okay, the whatever they were called, they didn't even like give them a name.
I don't think so.
That they should have, just to identify them.
The creatures,
whatever the bad guy, the creatures that Enchantress made.
Right.
Okay. All right. Like, at first I thought they wanted. I don't know why they wanted. Why can't I remember his name? This is really bad. You know what I'm talking about?
No. Flag?
The guy is Flag. Why they wanted Flag? Like, it's because the Enchantress, like, maybe June Moon is still in love and she's trying to fight. that didn't happen, then what was the point of them wanting Flag?
Yeah, they gave no context to that at all, and they're like that's the thing. And another problem with Enchantress, and I'm not trying to say she's a bad actress, but Cara Delevingne was like, I think that's her name, Delevingne or something like that. She was extremely miscast in that role. Develine, I think is her name. I don't know, who cares, but she was extremely miscast as June. Like, I don't think that she works in that role at all. Not that she did a whole lot anyway, but I just thought it was
mostly CGI.
There's something about her in that role that just really rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, every time I see her pop up, I'm like, this does not work for me at all. Like, I just don't see it happening. Like, I don't know. And like when they show Enchantress, by the way, the fucking, oh my god, when I'm skipping ahead a bit, but when they get to the ending and like, oh my gosh, you get to Enchantress, I can't take it seriously because she's just sitting there just flapping her arms the entire time.
Yeah. Like, I can't take it. What's the purpose of that?
I can't take it seriously at all. And it's like good.
Yeah. What's the hell is the name of her brother? They never gave her brother a name, and he's like a key character as an antagonist.
Yeah, and that stuff, by the way, that really, when we get into the brother stuff and all that, like that, it feels like you're in a different movie, by the way. That's another thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like that belongs to this movie. That is like, what are we doing right now? Just goes to show how much of a mess that this thing is. Actually, I gotta be honest, obviously, of all, if you couldn't tell already, of all the DCEU movies we've reviewed so far, this is my least favorite. I really did not have a good time with this time around. I find it, again, I'm like, it's okay. I mean, there's stuff to admire, but it's not great. It's not even really good. I don't know. It's a mess. It's a big old mess. Now, one of the scenes that I really enjoyed, and I'm being genuine about this. Well, I know like some people have made fun of this scene, but the Harley Quinn in the elevator, I actually think works really well. If it wasn't for the stupid song that they got playing in the background. It's one of the songs that doesn't work. It didn't even make the final soundtrack, I don't think. And it just, for some reason, when it starts playing, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't feel like it vibes in the moment, and that didn't help anything. Again, I
forget what song was it?
I don't know, but it's just like, it feels like, and yep, here's another music video too. Even though the scene is cut together really well, and I liked it in the moment when she was in the elevator going up, I thought that worked really well. And what's really, really funny is she like opens the elevator doors, and then like the song just stops like abruptly, and then more action just starts up. It's just, it doesn't even like work the way they cut that. Like it was really odd, and it feels off, but it's just like, oh, we had to have a moment with Harley Quinn, you know, just Harley Quinn fight kicking ass, because, you know, people love that, and we want these toys to sell. It just, everything, it feels like it's a gimmick to sell merchandise in this movie. That's how this movie feels. Yeah, that's unfortunate, man, because it had a lot of potential. It really did. Like I said, the Will Smith as Deadshot, Margot Robbie as Harley, like you had some really good potential there, and you could tell that like they got shreds of an original cut that was really trying to do that, but they never, you know. Can
we bring out the third cut? Just get the third cut. We got the Snyder cut. Why can't we get the third cut for this?
If the Snyder cut does well, you know we're going to see the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. Like, I really feel like that'll be their next move, because there's no reason you don't release it, I feel like, or finish it, you know? Because if the Snyder cut works, you have to finish the Ayer cut of this movie, because... Yeah. I actually think David Ayer's a really good filmmaker, and like, unfortunately, I mean, this is the guy that made Fury, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? It's like,
I haven't seen that.
You never see Fury? So fucking good.
No,
and End of Watch. I mean, he made two really phenomenal movies right before this, and this is so unfortunate. It's such an unfortunate mess, this one, and I just really didn't feel a lot of it. And again, at the end, oh my god, the flashbacks. They're not the flashbacks, but where they show their like deepest, most desperate desires. I
actually like that.
You do? I don't know.
Yeah.
It felt so abrupt to me. Again, it didn't work for me.
You know why? Because it's cohesive within. If you go back to Wonder Woman 84, which technically takes place after this, they say, like I've said, magic has a price in the DCEU and the DC universe as a whole, and like they would have been slaves, but they would have been living out these perfect worlds as slaves to her.
True. Okay. I see your point. It just, for some reason, didn't work for me when it played. I thought it was just like, oh, that's really, really odd to me. I mean, not that she would do that. Like, I understand the point of what they were trying to do with them. It's just, again, something about the way they were just cut into it. It felt like it felt choppy again. I don't know. It just, everything about the movie feels very choppy. I really like, I mean, okay, like the ending when like Harley, like, you know, when she gets past the gun and all that, like I thought that stuff really worked. Like that was like cool. Like I felt like some of the stakes there, like when she finally, you know, gets Enchantress, like I thought the way they played it was cool. I'm just like, again, I just wish that I would have felt the payoff, because if it was like, to be like right there, that's what I mean. Like it feels like this is a part of a first act of a movie that was just stretched out, you know, or maybe even a second act of a movie. Like this scene,
more like a second act.
Yeah, this scene belongs in the second act of the movie, this whole Enchantress sequence. And it's like, oh, they completed their first mission, let's go on to something else. I thought that would have worked a lot better, but no, they just like, you know, it's like once I was starting to warm up to the team, it's like the movie ends, you know what I mean? That's the problem. And a lot of it is because the bar scene is done really, really well when they all meet into the bar.
That's the best scene.
It is the best scene. They play it well. Every character had a good moment in there. Even Killer Croc, I even liked his line of I'm gorgeous. That was the one I liked.
Yeah, that was okay. But yeah, it was all right with that part. But as a whole, that was the best scene.
Yeah, it felt like I was watching a Suicide Squad movie, because they were.
Well. Let's go back to the title. Should we be emotionally attached to these characters?
Yeah, of course.
Because it's called Suicide Squad.
Right.
I mean, we should. But then, like, look at Slipknot. They didn't even introduce him, so we're not even emotionally attached to this character that he dies. It's just you're setting up a formula that's already known to the viewers that they're going like, oh, that guy's gonna die. Like, it's if you want to make the Suicide Squad, make it the Suicide Squad. Make people die. And I hate to say this, if you wanted to shock people, kill Harley, kill Deadshot, kill people with stakes.
You're not wrong though, because like, yeah, exactly. I agree with you. I mean, okay, like from a business standpoint, I see why you don't kill Harley Quinn, but I get exactly what you're... Deadshot, yeah, Deadshot would have been cool, you know what I mean, if they had killed him, like, and shocked the world, you know, you're right, it's a Suicide Squad movie, and people who, like, you know, are important should be the ones to die, because that would make us feel the stakes. I do agree. I think that's a big... It is. It's like, again, it goes into my bigger point. This movie suffers from the unique problem that when things are happening, it doesn't feel like things are happening. You know, it's like, okay, all right, you just gotta watch it. And you feel empty.
I didn't really understand the whole bomb thing. Like, why did she Enchantress have to place the bomb? What? Why?
Yeah.
She was placing the bomb. Why? Like,
right. I agree.
I think.
Bad guy.
Okay.
Sorry. That's how this movie works. It's like, bad guy. They do bad things. Bad people.
Yeah. But they didn't.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know.
It's kind of bass awkward. You know, because it's like, okay, so the bad guys are your good guys, and then the good guys are the bad guy. The big bad guy is we want them to be a good guy. Like we want you to buy that that's a good guy. So we got to root for the bad guy, but we also want to root for the bad guys to kill the bad guy, kill the worst guy. It's all a mess. It is. It's like, and there's not a single piece of this that sells it. You know, that is your pitch.
If it was some other metahuman team that they went up against,
yeah,
like okay, okay, I'm going to pitch a better Suicide Squad movie. They have to go up against the Joker.
Yeah.
That would have made a better movie overall, and that would have sold a hell of a lot more toys.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I do agree with you. I cannot disagree. That's just...
because Batman, I mean, okay, first of all, why didn't Batman put away the Joker? Okay, sorry. There's just a lot wrong with this movie.
Yes.
But yes, if they went against the Joker, and then Joker, like, got some other people, because he's good at that, and having blackmail on them, like Amanda did, Amanda Waller, it would have been great. It would have been just phenomenal. Like,
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think that... but speaking of Amanda Waller, by the way, her surviving that helicopter crash was stupid. There's no reason she should have survived that. There's no way she survived it. No, you don't survive that. She's not superhuman. She's not surviving that crash.
Well, how did Rick Flag survive that crash?
Right, and then you got Rick Flag surviving. Nobody dies in helicopters in this movie, and it's stupid. It's stupid. And the whole
Deadshot.
Yeah, the whole scene, like, where she's like, okay, so she's threatening him. She's threatening them, right? Because she's got the power to, like, basically kill them anytime she wants to, right? So then so Harley Quinn's getting away. She gives Deadshot the gun. Deadshot misses the shot, and he goes, "Oh, I missed." First of all, why would he even risk that? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. And then and second of all, if you want us to buy into Amanda Waller, and again, I think Viola Davis did a phenomenal job with the character. So no stab at her, but this is a writing problem. If you wanted Amanda Waller, if you want us to buy it, she should have just killed Deadshot right then and there, and she doesn't. And then Harley gets down, and then like she just figures out that, she's, Joker's not really interested, if I'm not mistaken, if that's what happens. And then she decides, oh yeah, I'm back in the squad. And then they just let her walk with them. Like, she's just like, hey guys.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right. It doesn't. It's like, yeah, she just changes her mind so quick. So the scene, even if she let Deadshot live, it just didn't make any sense, because then it's like, okay, now she's going to let Harley live as well on top of that, even though Harley tried to escape the team. This is the Suicide Squad. You die in these
Your head
things.
gets blown off.
Oh my god. Oh man, this makes me very mad. The way that was all cut together was very poor, and
if Deadshot would have died. And like I said, okay, here's my pitch. If Deadshot would have died trying to get to the Joker, but then Amanda Waller found out it was personal and just killed him, better movie. Completely better movie.
Yeah. Real quick, by the way, I gotta mention this. I tried to bring this up earlier, but now I really gotta mention it, since we're talking about like messier sequences and things that don't make sense. The guard in the jail, the guy who plays him, first of all, sucked in that role. I think he's good and stuff, but he sucked in that role. And then he became, I think he's, again, great in other stuff, but then he's like, he tries to like work for the Joker, and like, how does that make sense? Like, I got that he was supposed to be douchey, but like, what? It didn't add up. It just didn't add up. Like, I got he was supposed to be like a crooked guard, but
they didn't show like a suitcase of money. They didn't show the Joker threatening anyone that he knows.
Yeah,
they didn't show like what's the motivation of him, of this guy. Like, at first it was being an asshole guard. I got that.
Yeah.
But what's the motivation of him, like, using the Gatling gun on them? Working for the Joker. That.
And he's
yeah, you're right.
He's just they introduced that idea so matter-of-factly, you know what I mean? They're just like, hey, well, by the way, you know, and it just, when you just see him there, and it's just like, what the hell, man? I mean, I don't know if that was supposed to play like a twist or what they were going for, but like,
it wasn't even a twist.
It didn't surprise me at all, because it was like, well, okay, he kind of set up he's a major douchebag, and then he's just there. Oh yeah, by the way, on top of that, he's also like making deals with the Joker. You know, so it's like, what? That's the guy? This throwaway character, when you could have like made somebody else do that, like, and it would have had more of an impact. You know, it just
Captain Boomerang.
Right, that would have been cool. That would have been cool.
He would have done it.
I agree.
He would have done it.
I agree. That would have made more sense, and it would have been cooler to see him sitting there with the Joker, you know, making a deal. That's like, yeah, and then we also could have gotten more with that character, and we would have liked it more. You know, it's baffling decisions in this flick, man. I'm telling you, man, it's baffling. Baffling to the point where it's irritating. It really is.
Joker gives Captain Boomerang exploding boomerangs.
That could have been cool.
Better movie
already.
I'm just making I'm making a better movie already, man.
Yeah. It's funny to me, because it's like, this is so different than I wanted this. This is like, the ideas we're coming up with is just, like you said, off the top of your head, and it's already just makes it a better movie for like one simple thing that we could just write a whole new movie right here, and it would be better. Maybe it wouldn't be the best, but it'd be better than what we got. You know, it's just, it's really that baffling and that bad. Like it really is. I genuinely, I almost regret rewatching it today. Obviously, it makes for a fun conversation, but like, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I just regret my life decisions. Hey,
it's at least we weren't playing drinking games with this.
Yeah, true. I'd have been hammered. Yeah, and also the other thing is, like, I mean, hey, again, for whatever reason, I had fun with it the first time. Maybe it's just one of these movies that plays well for a first time, and then like when you see it every other time after that, it just it loses its magic or whatever. But like, because it really is, it's boring. You know what I mean? It's boring. There's really, when you break it down,
there's
good parts, but it's boring.
Yeah.
When you break down the layers and everything that's going on, this is what baffles me. Is like, I want a cartoon movie about Diablo. Yeah, me too. I want something. I want something with these characters that's like, hopefully this next Suicide Squad movie does it better. But
we both saw Hell to Pay.
I love Hell to Pay. Hell to Pay was cool.
Like, why, if they can do that, why can't they do that with this movie? Why couldn't they do that with this movie? Like a Quentin Tarantino style flick. Get Quentin Tarantino. They could have gotten Quentin Tarantino. They would have had to pay a buttload, but you would have had Quentin Tarantino fans in their seats.
Yeah. No, Tarantino. I love Suicide. I'll do it. He would have been on that right away. He would have. Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with you, man. This is like, it's not even the director though, because I think Ayer probably had a good movie in mind. I just don't think we're ever going to see it.
Do you remember what happened? It was Deadpool came out, then they made the reshoots again.
Mm-hmm. I remember, which it really makes no sense. Actually.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
They lost faith in themselves, because they're like, oh, look, like, I don't think they had faith in like Fox making bank on a rated R superhero movie.
Yeah. They were
that
like,
hasn't been done since Blade, and that was New Line Cinema.
Yeah. That's true. I forgot about the Deadpool thing. Yeah, but the other thing that came out of Deadpool is Birds of Prey got greenlit, so that really doesn't make sense. Because that was the whole thing that set off Birds of Prey. Because Margot Robbie, well, there's the Birds of Prey, there's a mess of a story behind that too. Because Margot Robbie wanted to make the Harley Quinn movie, and that's what that was supposed to be. But then Warner Brothers said, okay, if you do it, you have to have the Birds of Prey in there. And she said, okay, I'll do that.
Didn't make any sense.
Didn't realize that the title was going to have to be, what it was, but just said, okay, yeah, we'll do the Birds of Prey. I forget who directed that movie, whoever directed it, whatever. But and then Deadpool comes out. She wanted it to be rated R. Warner Brothers said, no, we can't make it rated R. And then the next thing that happened was Deadpool came out and they're like, oh, that did well. We'll greenlight this for an R rated. Let's try it out. Give it a shot, sweetheart. We'll see what happens. And then she does it as an R rated movie. And then, but then Warner Brothers hits her again. Oh, you got to make the title Birds of Prey because people won't see it otherwise. It's like, are you kidding me right now? You don't think they'll see it if it's called Harley Quinn? You don't think they're going to see it?
Then they back it on it. And then they were like, right. no, oh, wait, it's just Harley Quinn. Because no one knows who the Birds of Prey are, really.
Right, it was tracking so poorly in the couple weeks prior, so that they were just like, oh, shoot, we better call it Harley Quinn. It was like Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. Just, now you really screwed it up. They changed the marketing. They changed the posters.
It's like her emancipation or something from the Joker. Like, I get it.
Right, right.
But, we're pretty, made a big segue here.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Different podcast, but
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, the soundtrack is awesome.
It is.
Yeah, even the music videos that they did for it were awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
But
it's best when it's out of the movie, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's best when it's not in the movie.
I don't like you had like okay, one of the songs what was the song that played at the end of the credits?
Heathens.
Like at the beginning.
Heathens.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Heathens. Yeah. Sorry. Good.
You get that in the movie. Not in the credits.
Yeah.
You put that into an action scene.
Yeah.
That was one of the selling things of it. Why would you? I'm not a marketing expert. I'm not like a director. I'm not a writer. But this is just we watch a lot of movies. We can see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, I mean, wouldn't Heathens had worked so much better in an action scene than what they had kind of put in there? I mean, it was just I think so.
The Ramones, the Blitz song.
Blitzkrieg Bop.
That was also, the Blitzkrieg Bop. They didn't use it. They used it in the commercial, which sold people on the movie. That's why people went to the movie, but it wasn't in the movie. Right.
That could have been cool. They should have used that for the elevator one. That would have worked a lot better, actually.
Oh yeah. I expected it.
Yeah. It's like the soundtrack that they have. It's phenomenal, but it's phenomenal when it's out of the movie. Like on CD, yes, I own it, and like I'll pop it in any time. But like I don't want to watch. The way they utilized it is the problem here. It's the utilization of their soundtrack. They didn't put the right songs in the right places. It's baffling, man, some of these choices. And the fact that it was made by a music video company who must not be very good. I just want to point that out there. Not that this movie would have been good either way, but like it's just if they had done it, but it's just they're clearly not a very good music video company. They don't really know what they're doing, as far as I could tell, when it comes to what song choices work and what thing. And yeah, like I'm all down to have those songs in the movie. I just, again, placement's a big thing, and they don't really know how to do that apparently. But again, I'm not an editor, I'm not a writer, but yeah, like you said, Jareth, we've seen a lot of movies, so we kind of know like what works and what doesn't at this point. You're not wrong about that. Like we have, yeah, Suicide Squad. I mean, what a fun movie. I have such a great time with this flick, folks. You have no idea.
Okay. Who did you want to die? Like, did we agree on Deadshot?
Yeah, Deadshot would have been cool. I mean, toward the end, because I liked having him there, but on the same hand, it would have shocked me if they had actually like went through with killing him. That would have been cool. Man, Joker dying would have actually been kind of cool. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, why not? Let's do it. I mean, we've seen him die in other movies, but like not to the degree of, like, not in this context. So it's like, yeah, let's kill the Joker.
Or you think he's dead and he's not. They pulled that before. They've done that in the MCU.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, could have done something like that maybe. True. Yeah, they could have tried something like that. And then, by the way, he breaks into the jail, and then he gets Harley out. It's just like, and then it makes no sense because we get the birds of prey. We get the birds of prey, and then they're broken up again. It's like, what? I understand that their relationship is toxic, but like when you really break down, like that, they never followed up on this. It's just like that's how they ended the movie.
The movie was so choppy. I forgot why. Okay, they broke her up, and then they got her. Oh yeah, they got her out at the end. But then, it felt like maybe they could have released no. They wouldn't. They wouldn't release an animated movie or some comic book explaining why they broke up, or they could have just like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, and the separation of Batman and Joker from this so much, it did make a lot of sense because the ending of okay, first of all, Amanda Waller knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. And why didn't she remark, when are you going to get rid of that clown for me? Or something like that. Like, because he's still out there. Why?
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah, no, it just doesn't make sense because this movie tries to sell the point so much that Joker doesn't give a shit about Harley Quinn, and then like he goes and breaks her out of the jail. Like, what? And then it's like they do it just to set something else up, it feels like, and then that we've never seen that, and I don't think we ever will. You know what I mean? The Harley Quinn and Joker movie with Leto and Margot Robbie. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
I don't really care at this point. It's too late. It's okay. Also, here's what the original pitch was that I heard that would have been better than Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Gotham City Sirens. You've got the three bad girls. Catwoman, Harley, and Poison Ivy.
Yeah, that's still happening too, apparently.
Yeah, I hope they don't fuck it up. It's that would have made so much more sense. And we don't really know what all of Gotham looks like in the DCEU, really, because we get more of Metropolis and out of all this, and we just don't know what it looks like exactly.
Yeah,
and I like to see that. I mean, I heard there's supposed to be a Gotham City Police Department movie, a GCPD. I don't know if that's going to be inside this universe or not, but I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Right.
But yeah, I'd like to see more of Gotham with this Batman. I know there's that the Batman movie coming out, hopefully, that year 2 Batman, but that's not in this canon.
No. Not as well. We don't know yet.
And we don't know. I don't even know if they know.
That's true. Like they probably don't. They're like, well, we'll see how it works. If it makes money, if it does well.
We'll flip a coin. If it works, that's what Flashpoint is. If it works, that's what Flashpoint is. I think that's that.
Oh man. We'll see, man. Hopefully they're on a good track now. Oh boy, this movie. Can't even tell you how much I'm regretting my life decisions. Yeah, I think that this
did it make you want to perform suicide?
No, not quite that. No, it should have made me want to be a part of the squad, Jareth. That's the problem. Like, I should have wanted to be a part of the Suicide Squad. That's how much I should have liked this freaking squad. No, it just wasn't that fun. It wasn't, no, didn't make me, Anyway, oh boy. All right, so we've been going for about an hour, so we will wrap it up. Did you have any points you wanted to make other than what we talked about?
No, I think I covered all.
Yeah, I think we got to. This is it's a mess. All right, so thank you guys for joining once again. If you want to get some extra content, go follow us over on Stereo at Don Martino at Goblin King 871, and you could also follow Sammy Ramirez. Her and I do shows a lot over there at Sammy Ramirez. Yeah, so we are gonna wrap it up once again, and thank you guys for joining, and thank you, Jareth. And where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Recovering Fanboy, and on Facebook at, Jareth Love, and Twitter Goblin King 871.
All right, and on Twitter, you can find me at Dom_Martino_, and on Instagram, Dom_Martino_official. It's a lot of underscores, I know, but bear with me. So we are going to wrap it up here, guys, and thank you for joining in on these DCEU reviews, and we're leading into the Snyder Cut. Very excited about that. So, yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for being here, and we will see you guys next time. I think we're going to be doing, gotta look over there, Justice League, the Theatrical Cut. Yay, so that'll be the next one. Oh boy. All right, so yeah, should be fun. Yeah, so thank you guys for joining, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.